Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and I've been using the Apple ecosystem for many years. I wanted to go over the 10 features that make it the best out there, at least for me. With some of my background being in IT and networking, I was Windows XP certified, I did tech support for Windows. That's actually what made me switch to Mac, and I've been using it ever since. It's not perfect, but it has some great features. The first thing is, maybe you get a new iPhone or maybe a new iPad or Mac. You can simply set it up by bringing the other device nearby. Swipe up, maybe select your country, and then it pops up on your phone or iPad, and then you can set it up just directly from the iPhone. You can transfer your settings wirelessly, you can use a wire, you can use it over Wi-Fi, and all of these things, including backups, will restore exactly how it is on your current iPhone. So that's the first thing, and this now works with Mac. So if maybe you get an iPhone, you have your iPhone all set up, you pick up a new M4 MacBook Air, you can wirelessly transfer information directly to it, get your account set up simply, securely, and that's the first thing that makes this great. Now, a lot has actually changed when it comes to Android and Windows to make that easier, but this is something that is just super simple and I really appreciate. The next thing in the ecosystem that makes it great is something I use every single day, and that's AirDrop. Now, others have made some additional apps that do similar features, but if we go ahead and AirDrop maybe this wallpaper to either the iPad or the MacBook Air, we can just send it really simply, and now it's on the MacBook Air. Down here, I have the wallpaper, and I can fully use it. That's something I use every single day, whether I'm adding a wallpaper to a video, uploading it somewhere else. It just makes it super simple and very helpful. So definitely something that is difficult to live without. Now, there are apps on different platforms now to make this simple, but this is something I use from all devices every single day. And the next thing is text messaging. Now, I realize not everyone uses iMessage, but of course you could use things such as WhatsApp or others, but using messages across different platforms is pretty seamless and simple. If I'm texting here, I can simply switch over to my Mac, start texting over here, switch over to my iPad, text here, or even use my Apple Watch and reply to a text as well. So if I'm on my Apple Watch, I can go into my messages, message someone, see the reply, and get the notification. All of those things work seamlessly with minimal setup. Once you have your account there, they just sync across everything. If I send a photo on my Mac, it shows up on my iPhone. If I have my iPhone, again, I can see it on my iPad. All of that just works seamlessly and without even thinking about it. It's something I've used for years, and it's hard to live without. The same is true with iCloud. Using iCloud to sync different files and things between devices is something I use every day. If we go into the Files app, we'll go into Files here, you'll see that I have my images. These are all of the different thumbnails for different videos, and if I want to have this here, whether I'm posting it on X or Threads or somewhere else, I've got it here, but if I go on the Mac, I've got it here as well. So if I go into Finder, and on the Mac, I have everything synced between devices. Now, of course, other operating systems do this too, but it syncs seamlessly between the Files app on the iPhone and iPad to the Finder app on the Mac under your iCloud. Anything you put under the iCloud folder just syncs automatically, whether that's important documents, photos, images, or whatever you'd like. So that's something I find that I use every single day, day to day. Another thing I find that I use a lot is Handoff. Maybe I'm researching something. Maybe it's a note on my iPhone. Go into the Safari website here or go into the browser. You'll see I have basic things saved. And if I go into the same place on Safari here, I have all of the same things saved. If I go to Apple here, I can go on my phone and you'll see it says Safari from MacBook Air. I can go directly to whatever I'm viewing on my MacBook. It works the same way on the other direction. So you'll see there's a little Safari icon that popped up and now it's there. So that's again something I use all the time. Another thing I use every single day is copy and paste, where it hands off from this to my iPhone, my Mac, or my iPad. So you'll see I have a note in my note app, and then I can copy this. You'll already see it down here, so I could just open it, but maybe I copied a link or maybe a piece of text. I can copy that. I've already copied it. Maybe I'll go into a browser and just paste it. It pastes directly from my iPhone to my iPad just by copying and pasting. So this works great, whether it's a password or something else with maybe a URL, maybe something else you've got saved that you just want to move between different apps, or maybe a Mac or iPhone or iPad. All of those things make this extremely easy with the universal clipboard. The next thing is fairly new, and that has to do with iPhone mirroring. You'll see I have an iPhone mirroring icon here. Click on it, lock my phone since it's already in use, put in my password if you have that option set. Once the password is in, it connects to the iPhone, and now I can use the iPhone directly from here. Go into my settings, and it can be a little bit choppy, but go into my settings, swipe home, or whatever you'd like. So it is a little bit tricky to use from time to time. You'll see I can scroll. If I want to go back home, sometimes that can be a little tricky, but either way, this gives you an idea, and then I can move this around, resize it, or whatever I'd like to do. Again, another feature I find that I use, and now notifications come across from my iPhone as well. They sync seamlessly from my iPhone to my Mac, so if maybe I'm editing a video, the notifications will just pop in thanks to iPhone mirroring. The same is true with different phone calls. You'll see a phone call is ringing in on my iPhone, Mac, iPad, and Apple Watch, all at the same time. If I want to pick it up on any of these specific devices, I can do that, and then it will just take over from there. I can start talking on my iPhone or my watch or whatever I choose. It automatically does that based on what I'm doing. So that's something I don't have to think about. If a phone call comes in, I know I'm not going to miss it because it rings on any device I'm using. Another thing, of course, is with AirPods. If you've used AirPods at all with two different devices, you know you can seamlessly switch between them depending on what you're doing. So if I place the AirPods in, now I'm playing music through my AirPods Pro 2 USB-C on my iPhone 16 Pro Max. If I want to switch over to the Mac, we'll go ahead and open music here, scroll down. Let's go back to here and we'll click play. When I click play, it moves to my Mac instantly. Now I'm hearing music from my Mac. We can do the same thing with the iPad. So on the iPad, we're still playing music over here. If we go into music, we're already connected. Maybe I want to go back to this album here. I'll start playing. It instantly transfers to iPad, and now it's playing here. So this sort of seamless integration and handoff and all of those things makes this super convenient. When I'm editing, maybe I need to switch, do something on my iPhone, listen to some music, maybe watch a video. I can just seamlessly switch between them, and it works instantly without anything really done on my part other than making sure the feature is turned on. Now, another option we have is something called universal control. Maybe you have multiple Macs or multiple devices. You'll see I have my MacBook Air M4 here, and maybe I drag my cursor over to the left, and all of a sudden, give it just a second here. We'll do it one more time. Drag it over to the left, and now it's actually working on the iMac that's right in front of me. That's where I typically have my notes, and you can see that in the settings here. Now I've linked the keyboard and mouse to control that, and it's working instantly. So no issues there. I can just bring it back, and if we go to the display settings, you'll see that here where it shows M3 iMac and then my MacBook Air. And then you, of course, can arrange the displays however you'd like, just like it was an external display. And then you can seamlessly use your keyboard and mouse or trackpad with it, something that's super helpful. Now, another thing I can do with my displays is called Sidecar. Click the little plus here, you'll see additional options, and I've got my M4 iPad Pro 13. If I click on it, watch over here on the left, it switches to Sidecar. Now I have another monitor off to the left, so I can drag this over there. You'll see it move instantly. And then I have an additional monitor. Maybe I have an older iPad sitting around, or maybe I just want to see what something looks like on my iPad, or maybe use it as a secondary display when editing. You can use it for any of those things. So again, something that's very useful. And of course, you've got all of your touch controls here, and you don't have to use this if you don't want to, but you can go back out, go back in when you need to use it. It's a really great feature. And if you've got a Mac with an extra iPad around, maybe you're not using, I would try it out, as it's probably one of the most accurate displays you have around. Another feature that I really like that goes along with the ecosystem is maybe you want to do a Zoom call or a voice call, but you don't want to use the camera that's in the Mac itself. You can use continuity camera from the iPhone to actually use this camera with your Mac instead. So you can either set it to the side or use an adapter or a mount, and I have that here. So let's go ahead and attach this. In QuickTime itself, I have my iPhone at the top, and if I click on this, I can switch to iPhone 16 Pro Max. It will ding on the iPhone. Now I'm using a much higher resolution, better camera on the iPhone. I can switch the mic or keep it the same. Again, it will take a second. So now we have the iPhone on the top with the better camera, and we've got all of the same controls here. Center stage, we've got portrait mode. You can see different lights around me. We've got portrait mode, studio light, We can change the reactions just like we could with the regular camera on the MacBook, but now it just looks 10 times better because we've got a much better quality camera. So again, something else that works seamlessly across the ecosystem. And Continuity Camera works alongside pretty much any app that allows you to use the camera. So it's pretty seamless, works with Zoom, FaceTime, and other things as well. And the final thing is, if you have an Apple Watch, you can unlock your Mac utilizing your Apple Watch for security. Since it's on your wrist, maybe with a passcode, you can go into your system settings, scroll down to where we have Touch ID and passcode, and you'll see Aaron's Apple Watch here. We'll go ahead and turn it on. We'll put in our password. It will sync, take just a moment here. Then it's turned on. So if we lock this, I walk up to it. I can use Touch ID, of course, but sometimes I could just close it, walk up, and it will unlock thanks to my watch. So it said unlocking with Apple Watch there. Not sure if you saw that. Let's try it one more time. We'll open it up. It says unlocking with Apple Watch and seamlessly unlocks because I'm nearby. I feel haptic feedback confirming that it's using the watch to unlock, and that's it. Again, it works seamlessly. So lots of really great integrations between all of the different devices, and this is something that makes it very difficult to leave Apple. For example, there's other things such as Find My that I utilize with my family every single day. Many people want to know where my family is. I have a huge family. Maybe if we need directions to someone where they're at now, maybe we need to help them out. We use Find My for that. We use it for other things such as Apple Music synced across devices. Lots of other things are just seamless and you just don't think about it. Now, it doesn't mean it's perfect, doesn't mean that there isn't maybe some other better solutions or apps out there, but it's pretty hard once you've used this to sort of walk away to something else unless you have to use maybe some other device because you have to, or you have a combination of devices. So that's everything with Apple's ecosystem. I've been using it for years. I also use Windows and would be willing to try that out, maybe with Samsung's ecosystem or Samsung's own devices, or maybe Pixel. Let me know what you use in the comments below, and if you'd like me to sort of explore those as well. Of course, if you have any additional questions or comments or different ideas of how I should be using this, I'd love to hear from you there as well. And of course, I'll link this wallpaper in the description like I normally do. If you haven't subscribed already though, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.